State Legislative Assembly building. The ceremony was officiated by Sarawak Governor Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jafar, who was accompanied by his wife, Toh Puan Dato' Peninggi Fauziah Muhammad Sanusi. Leading the list of recipients was Azizul Anwar Adnan, who was awarded the prestigious Darjah Utama Yang Amat Mulia Bintang Kenyalang Sarawak, Johan Bintang Kenyalang. Other recipients of the same award included Dr. Simon Sinang Bada, Abdul Halim Abang Naila, Vijayan Anak Lelaki Nanggal Lingham, Abdul Samad Ghani, Bundan Ngila, and Chamless Jack. The ceremony continued with the conferment of the Pingat Perkhidmatan Cemerlang to 8 individuals, while 3 were honoured with the Pingat Perwira Negeri in silver and 1 individual received the Pingat Perwira Negeri in bronze. 6 individuals were conferred the Darjah Yang Amat Mulia Bintang Sarawak Pegawai Bintang Sarawak, including Iskandar Turki, Professor Dr. Muhammad Zulkarnain Ahmad Narihan, and Professor Dr. Andrew Ragai Henry Rigid. 14 individuals were awarded the Pegawai Bintang Kenyalang, including Superintendent Hamka Muhammad. Additionally, 13 individuals received the Pingat Perkhidmatan Bakti, while 12 were honoured with the Ahli Bintang Sarawak. The Ahli Bintang Kenyalang was conferred upon 12 individuals, and 37 recipients were awarded the Pingat Perkhidmatan Terpuji for their outstanding service and unwavering commitment to their respective fields. The ceremony concluded with the conferment of the Darjah Kebesaran Bentara Bintang Sarawak to 34 recipients. The Sungai KRIAN Bridge in Betong is set to be fully completed and open to the public ahead of the upcoming Aidilfitri celebrations. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Ugahambas confirms that the RM112.5 million bridge is nearing completion, with work now 95% done. He says favourable weather is also helping speed up final works, keeping the project on track and on schedule.
So this add into the number of jambatan-jambatan yang akan siap pada tahun ini. Kita menjangkakan ada 8 lagi sama ini 9 yang akan siap tahun ini. So this year will be another year kita harvest jambatan-jambatan di negeri Sarawak, di mana kita memang kita banggakan. So with this complete infrastructure, maknanya kawasan-kawasan ini nanti akan lebih dekat dan terbuka untuk economic activity. Sama ada tourism ataupun modern farming. So this is one of the impact yang kita harap kita akan dapat capai dalam program kita melaksanakan infrastruktur di negeri Sarawak.
According to him, the bridge spans 1.227 kilometers, including approach roads on both sides of the bridge. He adds that the bridge is part of the Sarawak Coastal Road project, which connects the areas of Saribas, KRIAN, Baladin, Kabong, and Roban. On to world news. Only 2 Hamas members were reportedly among 10 Palestinians killed by IDF strikes on Gaza last week. The deadly attacks came as the US announced that the second phase of the so-called ceasefire was entering into force. That's as Donald Trump expressed support for the new authorities in the enclave. RT correspondent Charlotte Dubensku reports from Jerusalem.
I am backing a newly appointed Palestinian technocratic government, the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza, supported by the board's high representative to govern Gaza during its transition. These Palestinian leaders are unwaveringly committed to a peaceful future. With the support of Egypt, Turkey, and Qatar, we will secure a comprehensive demilitarization agreement with Hamas, including the surrender of all weapons and the dismantling of every tunnel.
Big blustering claims there from the Donald. Would we expect anything else? But do those claims stack up? Well, not according to many who say that the conditions for the first part of the ceasefire deal still haven't been met, and yet we're moving into part two. From the Palestinian point of view, they accuse Israel of breaching the ceasefire on an almost daily basis. Over 1,200 breaches of that ceasefire, according to the Gaza media office. Now, Donald Trump talked about in his post the record levels of aid going into the Gaza Strip. Again, that's disputable. The Gaza government media office saying that actually the number of aid trucks that were agreed as part of that ceasefire, it's seen a 43% shortfall in that. Then we have Israel banning dozens of aid agencies from operating across the Palestinian territories. And then we have the continued accusations that this ceasefire is still being breached.
This horrific crime, alongside the repeated aggression against our people across Gaza, constitutes a blatant and recurring violation of the ceasefire agreement and reaffirms that the fascist occupation does not abide by the agreement and works day and night to undermine it in order to resume the genocide against our Palestinian people in Gaza.
Well, now we've got the announcement of this new peace board that Trump is essentially going to chair or be the president of. There have been some big names bandied about as being part of that. None of them have really been solidly confirmed. But the reality is, while Gazans on the ground say they desperately want peace, they desperately want to get on with their lives, they have major concerns.
I think that forming a government with Israel's approval makes it a failed government, but we are faced with two options, both of which are bitter, so we must agree to that. However, I say that as long as Israel is the one who approved the names and this formation, I think it will be a failed government.
Any government that is formed for us must find someone who will stand by it strongly, with real support similar to the support of strong Arab countries such as Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco, so that we can start a new and viable life. Our life today is almost over, and we need someone to stand with us to return us to a new life.
As we enter into phase two now, there are many questions that remain unanswered. Let's talk about the International Stabilization Force, which will be training the new generation of police officers. Which countries will be part of that? Then we've got the issues over construction. So there's a question of when the reconstruction happens, will it happen in the areas that the Israelis are still controlling, or will it happen on the ground in Gaza proper now, where the majority of the almost 2 million inhabitants of the Strip are now clustered even tighter together. So many questions remain unanswered. Trump full of bluster, but it really seems as if Gaza is not out of the woods just yet.
Malaysia has marked its stance on the many atrocities that the US has committed in recent times. Most recently was the unprecedented arrest of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro on claims of drug trafficking and narco-terrorism. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim says Malaysia rejects such action as well as America's attempt to take over Greenland, a clear violation of the international law.
Soal Greenland, kita bersetuju dengan pendirian Eropah dan juga Denmark bahawa berunding, kita setuju hak masing-masing negara berunding, tetapi untuk menakluki mana-mana negara, itu tentunya sebagai negara yang bebas dan berdaulat, kita tidak mungkin bersetuju. Jadi itu juga pendirian kita.
Meanwhile, Anwar assures that the agreement between Malaysia and the US relating to trade and investment, or ART, will not affect Malaysia's sovereignty in amending economic policies, subsidies, government procurement and food security. The agreement is still in discussion phase and has not been implemented, hence it will not have any implication on Malaysia's law.
Kita perkukuhkan kerjasama rantau dalam ASEAN seperti mana kita lakukan baru-baru ini dalam sidang ASEAN. Kemudian kita juga lakukan jaringan sama ada Malaysia, EU dan juga ASEAN EU. Kemudian kita tingkatkan juga hubungan dan perjanjian dengan negara-negara lain, termasuk yang baru-baru ini Brazil, Afrika Selatan, selain dengan negara China, Australia, India dan lain-lain. Jadi bagaimana kita dapat menyelamatkan negara kita dari tekanan yang keterlaluan ialah dengan menguatkan hubungan antarabangsa dan mengekalkan hubungan dengan diplomasi yang lebih bijaksana. Maknanya tidak mengambil sikap permusuhan tetapi tahu batasnya.
At the same time, Anwar also informs the parliament that Malaysia will remain its diplomatic relations with Iran even when tensions are rising between the country and the US. He made contact with ministers of Iran and says Malaysia should not have a hand in the conflict. However, Malaysia has to have a strong stance on the issue in order to protect its national interests.
Spain has launched a full investigation into a deadly high-speed train collision in the country's south, with authorities confirming 40 fatalities. The crash has been dubbed as Spain's deadliest rail accident in more than a decade and prompted 3 days of national mourning as recovery operations continue. Officials said it could take up to 48 hours to confirm the final death toll.
Heavy machinery is being used to lift severely damaged carriages, giving rescue teams access to areas previously unreachable.
Lamentablemente ahí todavía hay unas zonas que son opacas, que después de visualmente y después de varios chequeos que han hecho los profesionales, los bomberos, y que han conseguido rescatar fallecidos, pero ya más allá ya no se puede seguir si no es con la introducción de maquinaria pesada que facilite la elevación de los vagones y por tanto el trabajo de los bomberos.
The crash happened late Sunday near Adamus in Andalusia. A high-speed train operated by private rail firm Irio derailed, crossed onto an adjacent track and struck an oncoming train, causing both to derail. More than 120 people were injured, with dozens still being treated in hospitals in the nearby city of Cordoba.
9 individuals, including 2 senior executives from IJM Corporation Berhad, are called to provide statements at MACC headquarters in Putrajaya to assist in an investigation related to an alleged money laundering scheme involving 2.5 billion ringgit. It is understood that the individuals called in include a senior executive with the title Tan Sri and a company advisor. MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azambaki says they appeared to provide statements at 10 a.m. this morning and no arrests have been made yet.
Kita dah memanggil mereka dan kedua pihak berkenaan telah menghubungi pegawai kita dan akan datang ke pejabat kita dengan memberi kerjasama kepada kami. Saya rasa sudah balik. Kita bagi masa untuk dia berehat sekejap. Besok tak silap saya dia akan datang ke pejabat. Keterangan very few, tak banyak, jadi nanti saya umumkan kemudianlah.
The investigation involves a corporate entity and requires time to thoroughly review documents and related information. Azam emphasizes that if any wrongdoing is found, MACC will continue with a more detailed investigation. However, if no criminal activity is discovered, the case will be referred to the Deputy Public Prosecutor.
Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. TVS Inspire will on your screen anytime, anywhere. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.